Bonjour, hello, and welcome to Max Mountain World. Welcome to a beautiful, beautiful day here today. I can't see a single cloud anywhere. But did a video yesterday where I was looking at the artificial snow, man-made snow, and I thought I'd just do a follow-up video to it at a distance and up close. So I'll do a video at a distance from here. Later on we'll be up very close. Alright, so this is going to present some challenges. I've moved from where I was before. There was just too many cars coming past and making it just wasn't great. So this is an ideal spot. It's one of my favourite DXing spots for the radio. And what you have in front of you here is the entire resort of Les-Orres, the entire ski resort of Les-Orres. So let's have a closer look around. Buselec Mountain, 2,832 metres altitude, the peak I think, not too sure. But just in front of us below, a couple of the runs in the forest. And I have actually been over underneath the mountain there and down the side and away down the side and ended up where I am just now. So anyway, yeah, back to what's going on here with the snowmaking. Now obviously at the top it's a lot colder. We lose about 100 every 100 meters we lose about a degree Celsius. So whilst it would be at 1800 meters down down here somewhere, we would be at say 0 degrees. This morning, 6 o'clock, it was -6. So roughly 1,000 meters higher or 800 meters higher, that would have been about -12, 13, 14 up the very top. So obviously the snow up there stays more or less all the time, particularly in the areas that are well shaded from the sun. Cars going past. Sorry about the noise, can't be helped. But yeah, let's have a little look. They've got some running up the top, some of these snow cannons and stuff. So I'm going to have to rely on the edit for a lot of this because the sunshine in the viewfinder is just making this very, very difficult. But you can see generally the top half, there's pretty much a full coverage of snow after the last couple of storms and with the snowmaking going on. Further down, not quite so much snow. So let's have a look and see, because what they do here is they'll have the likes of this guy running away. And as long as the temperatures are minus whatever, -2 if it's a cannon, -4 if it's a pistol, and that'll make a huge mound of snow which will spread down and up the piste as is needed. And that forms the base as I explained in the previous video. So quite a few of these running. It's now about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Still quite cold, 0 degrees where I am just now at 1,200 meters. Now, just looking further away, you can see just as the altitude gets lower on the resort, there's a bit less snow, and that's where the most part of the snowmaking happens. So again, cars going past and stuff, can't really help that. So there we have Les-Orres 1650. As usual, they're marking the 1650 meters above altitude. Most ski stations are denoted with a number after that does this. And you can see down the bottom, quite a lot of snowmaking. The shady area to the right is where they obviously plant all these snow pistols and stuff that are running up there. It's obviously warmer to the left, and that's why there's not much snow there, not much snowmaking. Although they will spread that around with the dameurs, the piste bashers. So we'll have a little bit look further around to the right. And we see up here, same again, shady areas, they're making snow, other areas not so much, although it will be spread around as I say. Over to the right is where the Grand Caban run comes around the side of the mountain. I'll put arrows and signs and things on the edit of this to show what happens with that. But basically Grand Caban starts from up somewhere up here. Again, difficult on the viewfinder, but it starts up there and it goes right round the back of that mountain there, right the way around the back there, obviously facing south so it doesn't last all season. It comes around that sort of green patch just above the whitish greyish patch there, and zigzags through the forest to land up at Les-Orres 1800, which is in amongst the trees ahead of us there. A couple of opportunities here will hopefully catch a couple of the planes coming up. They're heading out of Marseille airport. Bit of a challenge again, but not so difficult on the tripod, although I had a big contrail behind that one, but it'll be on full power as it's gaining altitude. Where is it? Where is it? Let's go follow it. Ah, here we go. Bit shaky, but I'm zoomed in about 120 at the moment, so as I say, on tripod. He's not the only one up there today. Okay, so quick look from a distance up to the resort just to see what's happening. I hope that kind of gives a clear image, a clear idea of what goes on from top altitude where it's a lot colder down to the bottom where they're making a lot of snow. They still have cannons at the top because they still want to make that base that I mentioned in the last video. They still want that all over, and that gives a solid base for skiing on the piste. Also, it makes the piste last longer at the end of the season as well, plus they can add to it as the temperatures drop at nights at the end of the season. So anyway, in the rollout, I'm going to go up there and we're going to have a lot closer look at what's going on. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Keep subscribing, keep adding comments and likes and things like that, all the usual YouTube stuff. More to the point, share it with people, tell them to subscribe to this fantastic little channel from the Alps. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for watching again. Ciao. So I'm up at Les-Orres 1800, the main workshops for the station here. You can see the dameuse. Now have a look at that side, top right of your screen, and you'll see a link to a video I did of an evening I did in one of these. Fascinating. It's in French, but if you don't speak French you'll still understand what's going on with it. It's pretty spectacular. So anyway, let's have a closer look at these things. They are noisy buggers, these things. You can see the difference. The snow pistol has switched off already because it's too warm. It's -1, -2, about that just now I think, here in the shade where I'm standing. And you can see they're still pumping out an absolute load of snow. Now these will become mounds. This one obviously hasn't been active as long as the one over there has. And you can see the mound of snow that's created. Even further up the piste here, this is a red piste that comes down, and you can see quite a sizable mound of snow. And the piste bashers, these dameuse machines I mentioned a moment ago, they'll be actually running that stuff up and down there to form a good base for it. That'll happen in the next few days, the next week or so, preparing for the start of the season, which is supposed to be 3 weeks yesterday. We've got about 20 days to go before clients arrive and skiing happening and everything. Do a quick view check from up here. It's a bit hazy with all the stuff coming off the machines. Quite a good, I don't know if that's coming out in camera or not, but quite a good rainbow effect as well. Looking down the mountain and over towards the Écrin, where obviously at the top there, it's south face and it's a lot higher up where the snow line is. And that's all natural snow up there. I mentioned a degree lost in Celsius every 100 meters altitude. That's about another 70 meters higher here. And I just noticed that those aren't cannons, those are the actual pistols that are running there. So they're still going. Obviously it's quite cold in that sort of shady area up here. Noisy, but it's not producing that much. Icy. Seems to be a little leak up there which is heading down, and this is very slippy, very icy. But let's have a quick look before I finish the video, see what this machinery produces. Now it's crunchy to walk on and solid, absolutely solid. So yeah, it's not the same snow as natural snow, but it's good snow. As I say, that is solid, so that forms a good base for the snow there. You can see there's quite a lot lying about, and again, this will be a couple of meters high when, when they start shoving it up and down the slopes there. And then final, a nice effect from the grass, although solid. It's yeah, very, very solid. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So this has only been a day, maybe 2 or nights or whatever that this has all been running. So you can imagine after a week or so how much this is. Sometimes they do actually leave these mounds during the season as a sort of backup stock if they need it, if it gets bare.